Hey YouTube, this is Fragments of Memory. Well, I just got through watching MonayMonroe's video about the Will.I.Am Nicki Minaj video. I guess music video, check it out. Well, I myself am not too familiar with Nicki Minaj or even Asian music culture. Let me preface my video by saying that I don't have any real knowledge of the Asian music culture. I myself am a person that was a kid in the 80s, grew up in the 1990s, and through that era, I listened to what my parents listened to. I listened to the OJs. And even to this day, I listen to stuff like the OJs and the Jackson 5 and Diana Ross and the Supremes and Smokey Robinson and Rick James and Marvin Gaye and Stevie Wonder. So I like things like R&B and classical music, but I also like jazz. I also like show tunes. I like soundtracks to show tunes and stuff like that. I even like ambient music. I like new age music. I even like some of the world music. And I like a cappella music as well and folk. But I kind of see where she was going with this, and I must say, Miss MonayMonroe, I like your style. I dig your style. But the thing I noticed is that a lot of the music industry in America is, well, garbage. It's straight garbage. I mean, a lot of people are borrowing from older music and then just sampling it and playing it on a loop. And because I listen to a lot of older music and I do appreciate the beauty of it, what really trips me out is that people, I'll listen to something and go, wow, they just took that from an old Diana Ross song. Oh, they took that from an old Rick James song. They took that from an old OJ song. And it seems you're seeing a lot of that, just especially in this decade of the so-called 2000s, 2010s, whatever you want to call it. So what I've been thinking, just really pondering is why do people sample? Why don't people just write their own music? Now, with rap, the whole rap industry started on sampling. The very first rap song to go mainstream rapper's delight was nothing but a sample. So I can understand that. That's par for the course. But it seems even R&B songs are sampling. You know, everybody's sampling, and nobody's using their own talent anymore. Like we are doing things like auto tuning, which I didn't know what that was. Only because I listen to stuff like the group Zap. It was a group back in the 80s, and Roger Troutman sang through a vocoder, so his voice sounded like a robot, and that was a really cool effect. More bounce to the ounce and stuff like that. Well, it seems now that everybody is doing the auto tuning, like T Pain. Even if you look at Snoop Dogg's "Sexual Eruption," it kind of gave you that feel of a Roger Troutman Zap '80s song, but it just seems that he was relying on the auto tuning. He wasn't relying on his own skill. And I also liked what she said about what was she saying? Oh yeah, about how there are people that really try to learn about Asian cultures like Korea or Japan, and they really want to learn the language and they want to learn the culture. It's not just a fad or a flash in the pan. They actually do want to go, hey, what are the cultural norms? What is the language that comes with the culture? What's the psychology behind the language? Not just, ooh, this is cool. Let's slap a font in the video, and ooh, we look international and edgy, and interesting. Let's do that. Well, no. Let's show what our real talent is. I mean, art is supposed to be this really deep, heartfelt thing, and I find that everybody's worried about just making a quick buck. And unfortunately, I don't really blame the artist. I blame the public because they putting it out there because we buying it. We buying it. We dancing to it. We bumping it in our cars. We bumping it from our MP3s, iPods, CDs, whatever you got. We bumping it. We're playing it on 106 in Park. Kids are requesting it. So on one hand, yeah, I'm with you 100%. No, these people need to put out better products. But when your consumer is gonna buy your crappy substandard product, you're gonna keep putting out the bad merchandise, and that just makes me wonder. But anyway, before I do digress. I do like your video. I really don't think you were hard on them. I see you as someone who really loves the Asian culture and or at least respects it, and that you don't want to see someone just go, "Hey, in order to show off a little bit, let me say I'm edgy and interesting by throwing on a font or a symbol." Like people getting the tattoos on their necks and on their backs and on their breasts and all that other stuff of, Chinese symbols. Well, no, don't do that because you want to look interesting. Do that because you like the culture or because you understand the beauty of the culture and you want to take some beauty of that culture with you, not so you can impress somebody. As a matter of fact, there was a civil rights leader by the name of H. Rap Brown, and he did say, I would rather see a cat with a processed head and a natural mind than a natural head and a processed mind. Like the big thing where I come from is definitely everybody's doing the natural hairstyle. And a lot of people were getting naturals and are getting naturals. It seems as a fad. Like I've seen guys walk around with locks and cornrows and all that stuff, and women try to wear locks and wear their hair a certain way because it was a fad. It was a way to look conscious or aware or whatever. When in reality, you don't need to do all that stuff. If you're truly conscious and aware, I believe your life's going to bear that fruit. So I do just like where you're going with that. And you really don't need anyone else to validate what you're saying or validate who you are, famous or otherwise. But you do need to feel good about yourself and see the worth that is intrinsically in you. So, again, Miss MonayMonroe, thank you very much. I did enjoy it. So, kudos, props, and thumbs up, and all that good stuff. You see my thumbs up there. Well, thank you once again, and have a good one. Peace.